For the love of everything that is holy and sacred, your life, men, men, black men, white men, red men, yellow men, whatever man you are, take a martial arts class. Actually, don't just take one. Study the martial arts. If you are a men's rights activist, study the martial arts. Study the martial arts so that you won't let these women kill you. I don't have to talk to the thugs and the bad boys about this because they already know better. They're not going to let some woman shove them out of a 25-foot story window. They already know that. It's you guys that are nice and who are taught never to hit a woman, just like I was taught never to hit a woman. You're going to end up getting shoved out of a 25-foot story window because, oh, I can't hit her, even if she's attacking you. Well, guess what, my friend? There's a thing called the martial arts. You can study those. And you can learn how to defend yourself in the martial arts without having to hit someone. You know what they call that? They call it blocking, parrying, or believe it or not, just getting the hell out the way. Some of you people think, well, if a woman does something, I can just grab her. I can just grab her. A lot of you guys coming up, I don't think y'all can do that anymore. That was back when people used to wrestle around a lot and then just assumed that a lot of guys would be on a wrestling team or something like that. Y'all can't do that. I don't think y'all can do it. But if you took a martial arts that had some kind of grappling in it, you could do it. Take some martial arts classes. Which style you should take? I have studied Taekwondo, I've studied Judo, and I've studied some Karate, and a little bit of Kung Fu. I would recommend, some boxing too. I would recommend take up a hitting art. Any art that hits, punches, kicks, take that first so you can learn how to block. So that when she's trying to knock your head off, you can block it. Then after that, take a grab art. So that if you're in close with her, anything that's got some kind of wrestling in it, you can kind of, you can actually learn how to wrestle around with somebody that's resisting you, and you don't have to hurt the person. That's a good thing about some martial arts. You will learn how to be able to restrain somebody, protect yourself, and not necessarily kill them if you don't have to, because you're going to learn the hard, effective version of the technique, and you may be able to modify it down. If you take a martial art, you'll learn, or boxing too, you will learn some of the places to hit somebody if you really just got to hit them. That could knock somebody out but not kill them. That can daze somebody so you can escape. You guys, I suggested this to a men's rights activist on another channel. I'm not going to mention his name. I don't want dude to think I'm picking on him because I think he's doing a good thing. And of course, what I get back, it's flack. Oh, you can't chop sake your way out of somebody a woman trying to stab you with a knife or a meat cleaver. Yeah, you can. I bet if nothing else, if you have any type of fighting training in you, if you see her reaching for the knife, you know you better get the hell out there or you're going to have to knock her head off. You're not going to go, she's trying to hit me and I can't hit her back. Man, look, y'all getting on my nerves with this stuff. Now I'm being all emotional like a chick. But I'm just saying, I tell people this. I tell people who are in potentially violent situations all the time that you should study martial arts then. I'll just call the police. You can't just call the police if you're dead or you're falling out of a window. You can't do that. Let's let the record straight. The best form of self-defense is your lifestyle. Try not to pick crazy people to be involved with in the first place. But you know what? Sometimes you can't help it. Like I got attacked by a feminist. I was not in a relationship with her. It was totally not my fault. She just did not want to listen to what she was supposed to listen to and respect my authority like she should have, because I am an elder to her. And so she actually attacked me. Tried to swing it, try to knock my head off. And because I have a black belt and some cross training in a complementary style, I was able to parry evade, until she was literally exhausted. I didn't break a sweat. And then I talked to her like she was 3 years old, made her sit down, and told her to never do that again. And you know what? Her father was sitting right there. Now, if her dad felt like I did anything wrong, he'd knock me upside the head. You know what her father said? Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Her brother ain't get upset either. Brother ain't saying nothing. None of her male, because they knew she's crazy. That's why. They knew she's crazy. Now, if I had knocked her upside the head or something, like people who are untrained would tend to do, or try to shove back or something, then I probably would have got whooped. Or if I didn't get whooped, I'd have got arrested. She ain't called the cops on me. How's she gonna call the cops on me? I ain't hit her. I technically actually didn't even touch her. She touched me. See, some people say that the martial arts don't work, especially Asian martial arts. I think that's born out of racism, but I'm going to shift away from my usual racism focus on my channel because I want to help everybody, okay? Well, men who don't know that you need to defend yourself against crazy-ass women out here. I'm really so upset. Anyway. Some people will say that martial arts don't work in a real fight. One reason they will cite by saying that martial arts don't work in a real fight, which they do, by the way, but one argument they make is that, well, such and such technique may not work against someone who's physically stronger than you. Okay? No. The only time you have a problem with strength is if your technique is poor. And it's a severe strength difference like a little girl against a 300-pound linebacker. Something that no physics can possibly get around. That's really the only time where a martial art would truly or could truly fail, just because of the severe size difference. And I'm not exaggerating with that. Not even in the difference between man and boy. Martial arts can still work in those instances. But see, since most men are physically stronger than most women, if most men would study a martial art, then they will be able to protect themselves against most women in a manner where you don't have to put any marks on the chick and you defend yourself like a man. You can be gentle with your techniques if she's weaker than you anyway. So don't tell me it won't work. It will work. You have to take martial arts throughout history have upheld different types of oppressed people. Study them. Okay, this is not a case where, this is not like when Europeans went around conquering people. They conquered people because you're talking about guns against a stick. This is not a guns against a stick situation. This is a female against a man situation. In this situation, the female, the oppressor, is coming against the man. The man has superior physical strength, but he can't use it. And she has social standing against her. How can he make the playing field even or actually tipping in his favor? If he would study a martial art. A martial art. No, not one of those. I'll just take a quick self-defense course and think I've got it after a few weeks. Now you're thinking like some of these women who come to me and just want me to show them some techniques that they can just use, study once, and it's automatically in there and they never have to practice again. No. If you study a martial art in situations where you're working out with other guys, or a few there are women in there too, or some of the women who are skilled, when it comes to dealing with some crazy, random feminist chick that's trying to attack you, you are going to be able to defend yourself like a man and defend yourself in a manner where you don't get locked up. Now, some of you may say, well, what if the feminist takes martial arts too? I have found, from my personal experience, and this is the opinion of one of my mentors also, For some reason, mentally unstable people, like the type of chick that might attack you randomly like that, or attack you or try to shove you out the window or something like that, they don't take martial arts. You would think that they would, so they would have some kind of upper hand in their abuse, but they don't. And I think it's because they don't have the patience to sit down and learn something. It takes people like that have poor emotional control. I don't think they have the patience to really learn how to take a martial art and take it over time so they can be good at it. And also, if they've got some kind of a personality, mental flaw like that, I think most teachers are going to recognize it and kick them out anyway. So they're not going to really be able to learn all that much. So guys, you don't have to worry about, well, if she's trained too. If she is trained too, what I found with a lot of women, if they are trained too, a lot of female martial artists that I've run into are actually nicer to men. Maybe it's because they get over their fear of all men, all scary men, ooh. They get over their fear of all men because they can protect themselves. And another thing I've noticed, regardless of gender, those of us who can protect ourselves tend to keep our hands to ourselves. So I doubt seriously that the woman that you're trained, that you're the woman that's going to attack you, that you have to end up using your skills on, will be trained. And if you do have a woman that's trained and she attacks you, I go right to a sensei, Sifu, Sabu Nim, coach, whatever, Shifu, whatever title they're using. Taboom, what's another one? Kwanjang Nim, whatever. I would go right to Yoda and say, one of your Jedis has turned to the dark side of the Force. Another thing, you guys, file charges against these bitches. Don't worry about what people are going to say. All right, I've gone off enough. My point. Men take martial arts classes. You can go, they have them at the local community centers. They have them at the YMCA. There are all kinds of affordable means. And since you already have physical strength to your advantage, your kung fu will work on her. Thank you. And if you're wondering what my qualifications are, I know I'm anonymous on this channel, but I will tell you, I'm an instructor. That's all you need to know. I teach people. I've taught men. I've taught women. I've taught children. I've been in real fights. My students have fought in real fights. I've competed. My students have competed. We've all done well. I've seen some of my weaker students beat up larger people in real fights. I don't create pit bulls. I teach people to protect themselves. I'm not some evil guy. Remember old Karate Kid? I'm like the Mr. Miyagi type guy. New Karate Kid, I'm like the Jackie Chan character. But I got a desk job though. Anyway, peace.